Hello, this is Moltrap, and this is three. Game three of a best of three matchup between Luxury and Much, and this is a game three for the third place spot. This is World Cyber Games Korea tournament and World Cyber Games. Yeah, I don't know what you. I keep calling it World Cyber Games Korea tournament, but I'm not sure if that's exactly the right way to say it. But anyways, it is the World Cyber Games qualifier for Korea to see who goes to Korea. And in some ways, this match is actually more important than the finals. This is to determine who gets the last spot to go to Cologne, Germany for the World Cyber Games Grand Finals. And so it actually is going to come down to this game on Blue Storm. Luxury in purple at the bottom left, Much in orange at the top right. And it's going to come down to this game to determine who goes, because there's three spots to go to Germany. And obviously, whoever wins the finals, whoever loses the finals, both players are going to be going to Germany since they're both in the top three. But the fourth place person does not get to go. So that means that, you know, in the finals, there's the two finalists there, Jadong and Stork, watching the third place match, and they're already qualified. So they're going, and one of the two players in this game that we're watching now does not get to go though, and so it all comes down to this game to determine who gets to actually go to Germany and represent Korea in Germany and imposing some foreigners, and who actually has to stay home. So it'll be really, this is going to be an intense game. Both players are going to be putting their best in this. I mean, this is a trip to Germany that they get. I mean, it's like, imagine you get a free vacation for winning a tournament or whatever. Well, it's not exactly that, but anyway. I didn't mention it last game, but Much did really good pro harassment in the last game as well. Much has been doing ridiculously good pro harassment early game in all three of these games, actually. He did really good in the first one and delayed Luxury's hatcheries a lot. A lot. In fact, his third hatchery took a long time to get down because Much was doing so much. He hasn't actually taken any drones out this game, at least. He may have taken one out in the previous ones, I don't recall. But he's doing just a lot of harassment, just kind of keeping Luxury distracted in every game. And nice little Zergling split there, getting most of his Zerglings to go towards Much's front door. One Zergling going after the probe just to try and take that out. If he can take that scouting probe out early, and now he's actually bringing the Zerglings back. Let's see if Much cancels or anything like that. More Zerglings are coming out, so he's not going to be able to cancel those cannons, I don't think. We'll see if Luxury persists in making more Zerglings or not. And oh, that probe almost got caught. Oh, he dives through the probe line. I'm sorry, through the drone line. Barely met. And more Zerglings popping out here. So Luxury looks like he could be going for some kind of all-in one-hatch Zergling, speed Zergling rush. He's gotten that extractor up. He's gotten gas for a speed upgrade. And he's gotten a bunch of Zerglings, and he saved up 2 larvae as well. Let's see what he makes with those larvae. If he makes more Zerglings, we could be seeing some kind of crazy all-in strat here by Luxury to try and do a run by. Actually, no, he does have a hatchery there. I didn't see that hatchery go down. So, although that makes sense because he can only build so many Zerglings with one hatchery, and so he didn't have the larvae to really spend all the money he was making, so he was able to get enough money for a second hatchery there. Looks like Luxury actually setting Zerglings all over the map to try and maybe check for scouting probes, check for proxies and things before he goes in here. He's got a lot of Zerglings. They are speed upgraded. I'm not sure what he's doing. If he's gonna go in, he's got to go in now. But again, he's decided to trust that Much is going to be too prepared for it now that he's seen it, and he's not going to try to go for this run by or anything like that. Much is, he's brought 4 probes off the line. He's planted down a gateway to try and block up that gap. I'm sorry, block up the gap in his front door, and he's managed to. Sorry about that. He's managed to block up that gap. So Luxury basically trusted that Much was going to be able to do that. And he's moved the probes now, I think because he had that probe running around in the middle and saw that the Zerglings were running around in the middle of the map and were not poised on the ramp above his natural base to try and go down for an attack or something like that. So Anyway, Luxury deciding he produced a lot of Zerglings and decided he was just going to use that as a scare tactic and not actually go in with them. So he does have those Zerglings around now, and they'll certainly come in handy later on. But in the meantime, he spent a lot of larvae making Zerglings that he could have made drones with. It's tough to say whether or not that's equal to the amount that Much had to spend on those cannons or not. I'm not an expert. Just off the top of my head, I think that it's probably better for Much because even though he spent the money on the cannons, that was all of Luxury's larvae for quite a while. We're going into Zerglings there. That was a lot of larvae he was not able to make drones out of. And he only had the one hatchery, so those were very important larvae for him. And anyway, that's beside the point now. So Much has got his expansion up. Luxury's again, kind of like last game. Actually it's almost exactly the same as last game. He went for some Zerglings, and then switched over to economy. Got a lot of economy going on, and now he did that double expansion. Got a quick lair going, and then he switched over to he's getting a Spire, and again, no Hydralisk Den yet. So it looks to be exactly the same thing that he did last game. He's going for the same exact strategy, basically, and he's hoping it pays off a little bit better because last game did not pay off that well for him. He just couldn't win any battles, basically, and even though he had more bases at one point, Much just kept up with the bases. Now the thing is it's going to be more difficult for Much to keep up in his number of bases and on this map. It's going to be a lot more difficult. Especially he's not going to be able to get a third gas very easily like he would be on the last map, which was Othello. And the next base out is going to be a mineral only if he tries to expand again, if Much tries to expand again. And then if he wants to get a fourth base, he's going to have to go all the way to the bottom right-hand corner probably, unless he tries to go for, the 12 o'clock position or something like that. And that's going to be a little bit far away. But so it's going to be difficult for Much to get more bases, basically, is my point. So that's why it might work out better for Luxury to do this strategy again on this map. In the meantime, Much has gotten his Templar archives up. He's gotten a Corsair out. He's going for some sort of he's probably going to put out some DTs here. He probably has spotted that Spire though, so he may also do exactly what he did last time, get a couple Archons right off the bat, just to try and combat any Mutalisks that might come in here. That would be the safe way to go. Luxury though has produced only Scourges. Let's see if he can. Last time he was able to cut off those Scourges. Oh, Scourges giving chase. They might catch up to him. I'm sure that first Scourge will catch up to that Corsair, but the second Scourge might not. Let's see if he can make it back in time. There, okay, barely gets back to his cannons in time. That was pretty close. Well, he had a few seconds to spare on that one, but again, Much has stopped making Corsairs. He's decided almost exactly the same as last game. Seriously, to the letter. He's only made that one Corsair. He stopped making Corsairs. He got a bunch of gateways last game. Again, he did that again, and he's just trying to pump out ground units here. He's got that Templar archives up quick again. Wait. Oh, I missed what that building was. Was that a Stargate? That may have been another Stargate. If he was, then that would be. No, it could have been another Stargate. Well, let's see what it is in a minute. I'm sorry I missed that there, but they only showed it for just a second. This is Much's first-person view here. You can just see him macroing up. There's a Mutalisk. Oh, he did this. Luxury did decide to go with the Mutalisk, and Much only has that one Archon. He only has that one Archon. He does have a lot of cannons at his main base from that early possible attack here, so Much might be able to deal with this. He's got one cannon in his main though, and that's going to be really difficult to deal with if Luxury decides to attack his main base. It's going to be really tough for him to deal with that, and Much moving his army around here, but his zealots are actually getting in the way. Okay, that was another gateway. I'm sorry. So there's no reason at all why he would make another Stargate, I guess. So I'm not sure why I thought that. But for some reason, I thought that's what I saw out of the corner of my eye for a moment before they changed the view. In any case, so Much now morphing 2 more Archons, and he's got a couple more cannons in his main. So now Luxury has missed his window of opportunity. If he'd attacked Much's main earlier on, I think he would have been able to do a lot of damage. He would have been able to take out that one cannon very easily. It would have been extremely difficult for Much to get his one Archon back there to his main base, and Luxury at the very least would have taken out a lot of probes, but Luxury just did not seize that opportunity, and he's gonna pay the price for it. Now there's 3 Archons around, and even though the Zealots just keep getting in the way, yeah, the